Hello everyone. This is very important topic for today. Spring Boot interview questions for freshers. Those are going to develop their career as a Java developer. So, very first is what exactly Spring Boot is all about. Spring Boot basically is used, you can say, for rapid application development, which is that web development, and having that embedded type of that application server that is having that support. You can say Tomcat, Jetty. So important is this: once we have built certain applications, you can say with uh, coupling concept is there and less bonding. So here we require Spring Boot. So it's to build standalone applications and to you can say microservices. So features are there of the Spring Boot that makes it different. So first is it creates a standalone Spring application with the configuration requirement is quite less. It has embedded Tomcat, which makes it just say code and run. And absolutely, you can say nowadays transformation towards JSON format. So no requirement for XML configuration, and it provides production-ready features such as metric, healthcare, and external that navigation configuration. So these are certain features of Spring Boot, Spring application, lazy initialization, some admin features, security logging, caching, Kotlin support, validation, JSON, testing, and task execution and schedule. So if someone asks you what exactly the Spring Boot is all about, so you can say Spring Boot is used for, you can say, rapid application development in which you don't require any XML, it requires less configuration. You work with some other formats like JSON. And, you can say once we have to deal with microservices in order to develop certain application which you can just code and run, then at that time you use the Spring Boot concept. And there are certain features like there are certain annotations and very nice feature for it hiding that purpose, and you can say it's a support like having that admin features and security is also a key. So these are certain advantages and uh, the reasons that you can go to this thing. Now, certain components of Spring Boot like auto configuration, like, as I told you, then CLI and some form structures there, activator there, so actuators there. So if it asks you that what are the components of Spring Boot, so you can say it's auto configuration, actuators, boot CLI, and starter forms. So these are certain components that in order once you use with in Spring Boot, it nicely works. So this is important whenever we have those applications which run quite fast and having that type of thing. So here the like you can say that form. This is very nice at the time of initialization. So this will be starter forms. Forms allow us to manage multiple child projects and modules, and it allows us to maintain consistency in terms of Java version, you can say, and some important properties. So this is also important. Next question that might be asked that why Spring Boot over Spring? So like that form having that wonderful that configuration in which there is a consistency and it following things from multiple child projects and modules. Along with this, there is a concept of auto configurations and component scanning. There are certain servers like Jetty and Tomcat, so embedded servers like that. And so this is also important in-memory database. Actuators. These are the things that can work once you compare Spring and Spring Boot together. So Spring Boot simply simplifies the Spring features for the user, like this way that you can say Spring Boot is here and more towards that user friendly dependencies. So this is that important feature. Except this next one is what is the starter dependency of the Spring Boot module. So starter dependency, as here mentioned, that we have to say that the time of startup and it is very important data JPS starter and you can say that Spring Boot provides so many that number of starters that allows us to add jars in the class path. So you can add jars into the class path that time number of starters it allows. So Spring Boot built-in starters make development easier and rapid. That is one of key. And Spring Boot starters are the dependency descriptors also. So when you say starter dependency of the Spring Boot module, basically it helps us to add jars in the class path. So data JPS starter is there, test starter is there, security web starter, mail starter, thumbnail, theme leaf starter. So these are very important starters. And main work is to add jars into the class path. So this is that we have starters and Spring Boot. Next one is how does Spring Boot works. So automatically configure, as I mentioned here, your application based on certain dependencies you have to add, and then you add some annotations also there, and you have added to the projects by using some annotations. Uh, you can say that entry point of the Spring Boot application is the class that contains this at the rate Spring Boot application and the main method. So main method is you can say alongside this annotation at the rate Spring Boot application. It's one of that you have to configure it out that along with the dependency. So the thing is this Spring Boot automatically just configure dependency related to your applications using that annotation in the project along with the main method. We make it just to start from that starting point in the class. So the entry point of the Spring Boot application is the class that contains at the rate Spring application annotation and the main method. Spring Boot automatically scans all the components included in the projects. We have these components as I discussed earlier. So Spring Boot auto configuration, CLI, forms, and actuators. So this is the way that Spring Boot generally works. So what is the purpose of using that at the rate 10 annotation component scan in the class file? So Spring Boot application scans all the beans and packages that declarations when the application initializes. You need to add the at the rate component scan annotation for your class to scan components added to your project. So simple thing is this that to scan all the components that is present in the project. So you have to scan that. So that's why you need to add this at the rate component scan annotation for your class file to scan components added to the given projects. So these are 5 to 6 questions. I just started this series of Spring Boot. So today we have discussed about what is Spring Boot, what are the features of Spring Boot, and what are the advantages of you can say Spring Boot over that Spring, several components, and about the starter dependency and how does it work. So these are 4 or 5 starting questions any interview that you face regarding the Java development to the fresher. It might be asked. I will build 5 6 videos on this, discuss 5 5 6 6 questions, and around 30 40 questions will be there, and it will be helpful at the time of fast preparation. Thank you so much while watching this video. Have a nice day. Thanks. Take care, everyone.